Well, hello, Trinity family. Today, I've been thinking a lot about peace, all week, in fact. And maybe it's because Pastor Heather mentioned peace in her sermon on Sunday. Jesus offering peace to the disciples who were scared to death, hiding in a room, shivering in their boots. And Jesus says, "My peace I leave with you." So it's a peaceful day out here in town of Evergreen. Even though things are breaking down, machinery is giving up in some cases, uh, including this old machine right here. But anyway, I was reminded of the peace that seemed to evade me about 40 years ago or so. Uh, I was going through a particularly tough time, and it sneaked up on me. I didn't know it was happening. Maybe some people around me that were close to me did, but I didn't realize I was not quite as efficient in my work as I was at school. Papers were piling up on my desk. I wasn't getting students' assignments back to them in time. It was a time when peace seemed to be slipping away. I couldn't figure it out at the time. Of course, now in hindsight, I have a pretty good idea. I think a lot of it had to do with overwork and dealing with it the way I dealt with everything those first 40 years or so of my life. Uh, when it's not going well, work harder. Work harder. That'll get her done. Well, I tried all that, and the harder I worked, the tireder I got. And even though I was tired, I wasn't sleeping well at night. I just could hardly wait to get home at the end of the day and take a nap, and peace was evading me. Well, I had a full health checkup and those kinds of things. One thing led to another, and I finally figured things out with some help of some awfully good doctors and friends. And one day, somebody gave me a Bible verse, and it was out of Philippians. And I thought, oh yeah, Philippians, oh boy, rejoice, rejoice always. Again, I say rejoice. I don't want any more of that. I can't rejoice. I don't want to hear about it. But I looked it up, and it was Ephesians, or Philippians rather, Philippians 4, verses 6 and 7. And that verse became my mantra. I guess I went at it the way I was used to going at things, working harder and harder. So I not only memorized those two verses, but I tried to pack my head with them. Whenever peace seemed to be the farthest away, I started my mantra. And so this verse was repeated over and over again to fill my head with just that and none of the other things that seem to be bouncing around in there. And here it is. Have no anxiety about anything, but in everything, through prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God, and the peace which passes all human understanding will keep your heart and your mind in Christ Jesus. Oh, I thought that was a pretty good verse. But as soon as I finished it, why, all the other stuff started clouding into my head. All the stuff that I had to do, all the unfinished business. I got to get going here. No, slow down, repeat the verse. And I did, over and over and over. And it's hard to put much else in your mind once you pack it full of something like that. If there's one thing I learned through that experience that year, that was it. So I kept repeating that verse. Whenever things looked kind of gloomy and dark, I just started repeating that verse. Have no anxiety about anything. but in everything through prayer and supplication. Let your requests be made known to God, and here's the kicker. And the peace which passes all human understanding will keep your heart and your mind in Christ Jesus. So I'm going to pass the peace. We can't do it physically the way I miss so bad. I can't tell you how much I enjoyed shaking hands of other Trinity family members. I can still see Big Al there passing the peace right back, and it's just a wonderful time. All of you. You don't know how good that makes me feel. So, peace with you, and may God's peace fill your mind when other things start overpowering you and crowding in. Good to see you, or not see you, but good to have you see me for a change. And as soon as we can, we'll get back together. Goodbye.